In this episode, we talk about the murder that happened here in the Netherlands in August to a young girl called Lisa. We get into some pretty heavy topics regarding murder, harassment, and rape. We hope to encourage our viewers to actively be a part of the solution. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome back to our podcast, Culture Shock Therapy, where we get into a whole lot of therapy for all of the culture shocks we experienced as third culture kids. We are your hosts. I am Shauna, and this is my sister Tessa. And today we will be continuing our conversation of if you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem, which sounds quite confrontational, but I am here for it.
Yeah, and I feel like this name is applicable to so many topics.
Yeah.
The whole thing of turning a blind eye, it's seen with the whole racism movement and sexism. It's just applicable on so many things. But today we're going to be talking about what we mentioned in our previous episode, that this past weekend in the Netherlands, a 17-year-old girl got murdered. She was trying to just bike home from the city in the middle of the night. She called the police saying she was being followed by a man. Minutes later, they got there, and she had already been brutally murdered. Now there's an uproar coming in the Netherlands. I'm getting chicken skin.
Yeah,
from this.
same.
Let us get home safely, because women should be able to bike home and
Anytime
not
of the
always
night.
be worried and not always be prepared and thinking 10 steps ahead. Every footstep you hear behind you, being alert. What was that? How far are they? Who is that?
Yeah. What do they want?
Exactly. I have my keys ready. My hair is not a way that's easy to be pulled,
Yeah, making yourself bigger, having what I do is because I smoke, I always have a lighter. Then I put the lighter here in between my fingers in my fist because it makes your fist a lot harder. Yeah.
I mean, these are all things that they're good life hacks, but
they shouldn't be necessary.
It's really sad that and I've spoken to people about this before. Like, if I talk to my male friends, not a lot of them realize the impact that it has on women.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell them, look at any woman around you. I promise you they have experienced some form of abuse or harassment. It's not a rare thing.
Yeah, it's not a it's the standard. It's not the
uitzondering.
In Dutch you have this saying, but I can't really translate it into English. It's not rare. It's
common.
Yeah, it's common.
Yeah, and that's actually really painful because there's so many good men out there. And like I mentioned in the last episode, I saw a video this morning of a man who was saying he thought, I'm not part of the problem, so I'm part of the solution. But if you have 1 in 10 men who are shits and the other 9 don't do anything about it, you might as well not have them.
Amen.
And women are aware of what's happening.
Yeah.
We know.
We have to be aware. It's ingrained in us. Yeah.
I feel like women have already taken most or all of the steps that they can to not get raped, to not get harassed, to not get murdered. That's logical, but now we need men to take their,
to
action.
Step up.
And like we said, it's not just
stop being in denial.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry that I interrupted you. But when I have conversations with men sometimes about this, not all men, but I'm just generally speaking, but it's not that bad. Or no, you shouldn't be dramatic. Just walk home. Just do this, or just
ignore
do that.
It.
Just ignore it. Yeah, or just say no. I am sorry, but the time has passed. There have been enough, and you can't even call them incidents anymore. That there have been enough patterns of behavior. We can't afford the denial anymore. What you said earlier, women, when you walk alone in the streets, especially at night or in more secluded areas, you're hyper aware. And I am sometimes envious of men that they can just bike home in the middle of the night after going out and they're not worried. They might be a healthy level of alert to their surroundings, but they're not stressing.
And I mean, it's not going through their head that somebody might rip them off their bikes by their hair to molest them or hurt them, or those are things that we think about regularly.
Because the threat is real.
And you hear about it happening, so you are forced to envision it. And it doesn't matter how strong you are as a woman
Yeah.
or how ready you are.
They're
You
always
have
stronger.
nothing
Yeah.
against a 200-pound man.
Yeah.
That's just the shitty truth.
Like, on a lighter note, Dylan and I were like play wrestling like last week, and we do that sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got the giggles,
Yeah.
like the slappelach.
You couldn't stop
I couldn't
laughing.
stop laughing because a part of me, it was like just like funny, and I was like forced to like surrender. And then but another part of me was like realizing, like, this boy, like, I am heavier than him, but and I pull my
Wait.
weight because I don't want to actually hurt him. Like, I just want to like wring myself loose, but I don't want to actually hurt him, so I don't go full force. But even if I were just to try to like push him off, I don't I can't do shit. I was like, I'm fully accepting, like, okay, if something happens, I hope that my punches are like
But
worth something.
it's funny in this situation, but it's terrifying in the next.
Yeah, but that's why I was laughing, but at the same time it made me think, like, okay, you actually don't really stand a chance, cuz like, men are physically stronger, and I know that can be like a bit of a touchy subject, but it's a fact.
Yeah.
You can't really go up against a grown man.
Generally, I mean, there's
Yeah.
always that word uitzonderingen. There's always
Exception?
exceptions,
Yeah.
yeah. But in general, I think 95% of women will lose
Yeah.
because it's either. I mean, you already have to hope that your body doesn't have the
The freeze.
freeze or the flight.
The
No,
fawn. Freeze or fawn.
yeah, because if you're able to fight, that's great, and then you're hoping that you're able to win,
Yeah.
and you're hoping they don't have a weapon because once they have a
Yeah.
weapon, you're done. You
Yeah.
can be as strong as you want, you're
Yeah.
screwed, or you need a very high level skill of Krav Maga or whatever to disarm them.
Yeah.
There's so many. The cards are stacked so high against us in this.
Mhm. Yeah, because a lot of guys or a lot of people, they carry weapons these days.
Yeah, and I actually used to have like this. It was like this big, this metal sheet that you could click and it would become like a 1.5 meter rod. And I used to carry it with me because I would take the train everywhere, and train platforms are scary in the middle of the night. And there's a lot of like junkies or drunks that will hang out there, or psychotic people, and they don't even have to like be wanting to do something bad, but they still give you that
Yeah.
feeling of I need to be alert because
Mhm.
something bad could happen at any
Mhm.
moment. And honestly, I miss that about Singapore.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there's no crime there, but it's such a
So different.
strictly run country that
Yeah.
it's safe. I never felt scared walking there alone at night, taking a taxi at 3 a.m.
Mhm.
I would do it easily because, that's
Yeah.
okay. And here, sometimes I'm afraid to walk through my neighborhood at night
Yeah.
because weird people walk by here too.
Yeah.
And I had it recently. It was like during the middle of the day, but Kun wasn't home, and I was walking with Bo and one of the dogs. And I see this man, and you know how something's in the pit of your stomach, you feel there's something wrong
Yeah.
here. And so I just kind of look at him out of the corner of my eye. I'm trying not to draw attention, and I keep walking. And I turn back, and he's just staring at me.
Oh my gosh,
And he
really?
looked so creepy, and I just thought, okay, I need to get home. I need to walk.
Yeah.
And I closed the blinds when I got home, everything. I was home alone,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, throw a chair at this window and it's broken and you're
Yeah.
in my house. Yeah, I'm not that safe here. That's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even need to be alone in a dark alley somewhere. It
Yeah.
happens. There was actually a raping that happened in front of an entire apartment building in the middle of the day. A girl got pulled off her bike, got raped alongside the road. Nobody did anything.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking did anything.
It breaks your heart.
But it shows you that
And
you're
it makes
not
you really
safe.
angry.
People are not there for you.
Yeah.
And I hate that because I feel like if there was if people came together for this and would already look out just a little bit more for people around them, I feel like you could give women so much more safety already.
Yeah. I do, and I really don't want to pat myself on the back because I see this as the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I really try, and I don't always have it in me, but I try to be aware of my surroundings, not just for myself, but for women around me.
Yeah.
And children as well. Because I would often be working till late at night, like a few years ago, and I'm often out and about, also in trains and public transport, and those are just a bit eerie places at night.
Yeah.
If anything that makes you think like,
Mm.
I would kind of keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
I have called the police before, anonymously, for a situation. Um, and then it makes your heart race. And you're like, oh, what if I'm being dramatic? No, fuck that. Because what if you're not
Rather
being
be
dramatic enough
Yeah.
and something happens? You know? I'm sorry, that just really like riles me up a little bit. I feel like we need to like
People are scared to take action.
yeah. And I know like I don't always like have the guts to do something, you know, or something I try to keep in my mind is if you think someone is being harassed, like to have like a scenario ready in your head to go up to them and be like, "Oh, hey Emily, how are you? It's been so long." You know,
Yeah.
like that, or if a girl were to come up to me and do that, I would be like,
Immediately,
"Yeah, you're in."
And I feel like that's also a code amongst girls. And
Yeah.
that's what I do love the internet for.
Yeah.
Because this started circulating, I don't know, like a few years ago.
Yeah.
And so now people know as well when you
Yeah.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear enough stories about guys seeing a girl being harassed and be like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, babe, you know, our
Yeah.
date is going to be there and there, just to get them out of that situation.
Yeah.
So there's already a lot of good. I'm just constantly getting chicken skin.
I know,
Dang.
but it's a topic, and it's you know, we talk about it sometimes, and it's been part of conversation for like a long time, and it's heartbreaking that this happened, but I hope that the uproar that it's causing is not just something for this week,
Yeah.
but it's something people are like actively trying to do something about, because it happens too damn much, and I'm sick and tired of it. And we need action to be taken. We need to raise our boys and our men. We need to keep
Yeah.
each other accountable. We need to keep each other safe, and we all need to like get the fuck over ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should just be the episode.
I had one time, because for myself, sometimes I find it scary to be confrontational in those situations. But recently, I was like, I am done trying to make men that I don't know comfortable. You're making me
Preach.
uncomfortable. Why am I trying to make you comfortable?
Yeah.
I was at the soccer match with my partner and our friends. And my voice is shaking because I'm like adrenaline filled right now. So
and it's very heavy and emotional.
Yeah, like, and we both have experiences as well, and so it's bringing up a lot. But we were standing outside after the match waiting for the bus. It was like 10:30, and this grown man, maybe like 50, he wasn't doing anything bad per se, but he was standing in front of me, and he was like making a bunch of like noise and ruckus and everything, and he turns around to me and he starts staring at me. And I was at first like, okay, ignore it. He's probably drunk, you know, de-escalate kind of. So I was like looking around me a little bit, avoiding eye contact. And then I'm like, eventually, sometimes they get bored and they just turn back around. And then
Isn't this weird though?
It is weird.
Like he just feels comfortable. Why are we not comfortable to walk home, but these people are comfortable to do
invade
their weird
our
shit?
space?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, you've been in my aura for a bit too long now. So I was alert. And the boys are always like they surround.
Oh,
yeah. So they would have jumped in 100%. Yeah. And he turns to me and he's like, now you have to. And I was like, I have to what? I don't have to do shit, but you need to turn around. And he was like, oh, okay.
But you know, the funny thing is, I feel like just his reaction already shows that
he doesn't see the problem with it.
No, but not just that, but that society is also used to like passivity in women.
Being pleasant, socially desirable.
Because you're told not to, you know,
make waves.
Yeah. And just ignore things. And oh man, this is gonna sound weird, but I've for a very long time had this like dream of I just want to fight somebody.
Yeah.
Like cause the fucking ruckus.
Yeah.
Stop being pleasant. And sometimes I know that feedback rules are good and everything, but sometimes I think screw them.
But for men that you don't know and don't know you don't need to be like, well, keep the feedback from me. No, you need to mind your business, get out of my space, and leave me the fuck alone.
Oh man, I really just like would love. Sometimes I think like, oh, okay, so if something like that happened now, I just like go, you know, and that just seems so satisfying because like. Really teaching someone, okay, so you know I've been wearing a brace for like a few weeks now.
Yeah.
There's a metal plate in it, and I was feeling at it. I'm like, this is pretty sharp. Like, were you to use it to hit someone in there, like you could do a lot of damage breaking their nose. But those are always things whenever I'm out, I'm looking, what do I have that I could weaponize?
Yeah.
So that if something, because I think I was wearing the brace when something happened where I felt uncomfortable, and I was just getting real like, okay, I have this, if I need it. And I just think that's wild.
I always walk with fists. I like, it's not something that I did in the beginning on purpose, but I've noticed like walking around alone, it makes me feel better if I have my fists ready. And it sounds like I'm always just out to fight someone. I'm really not. Um but it's like, if you need to act, you're ready. And like,
Yeah.
that's one thing I hate about this whole situation is you're always on fucking high alert. Whenever I go out with friends, I told one of my friends about this recently when we were out in the city. I've always scanned every possible exit route.
Yeah.
If shit hits the fan, that's where we're going.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, they're all very good skills to have.
I could be really good for the CIA. My anxiety is always like up here. I've examined every possible situation and every possible outcome.
No, what I mean, like having the skill to, you have that oversight. Mm-hmm. You're prepared. Those are all good things to have in any situation. It's just sad that you need them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't even remember how we got here, but the point I was trying to make like earlier when I said like I'm myself not very confrontational, except for the fact that like 2 weeks ago I was just over it, like fuck your feelings. When it comes to those around me, apparently I am extremely confrontational.
Like at work or your friends or
like at work as well. The whole like talk to me, I talk back thing.
No.
Like if one of my coworkers is like, I'm like, talk to me. Want to say that again? Want to try again? Like the psycho me takes over.
Yeah.
And
psycho Patricia.
I'm like, oh, I don't love that, but I'm glad that I have capacity to like
be that.
Because when I was working in the supermarket a couple years ago, psycho me had to take over a few times.
I mean, you had genuine creeps, and you had one guy who wanted to murder another one, right? Or beat him up.
He wanted to break his neck. Yeah.
So murder him,
yeah,
basically.
And this guy, he was genuinely like a foot taller than me. His hands were massive, and he had like taken me into the middle of a situation. Like he had physically like taken me to go, and I was like, oh shit, like what is going on? And he's like, that's the guy. If he talks to me again, I'm gonna break his neck. And I was like, oh, damn,
I don't feel like this.
Bro, I was like, okay, listen, man. If you're gonna have to break his neck, I'm like, I'm gonna need you to go out of the store and then do it there. Cause I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. And then eventually he was like getting all up in my face and like yelling at me. And I was just like looking at him like, cause I'm not short, but in Holland, I'm not tall either.
There's a lot of taller people.
There's a lot of men that are quite a bit taller than I am. So I was like looking up at this man like I was like a 6-year-old child. And and eventually he was like getting all in my face and like yelling at me, and his hand was going like this. I'm like, okay, either I'm gonna get smacked or someone else is gonna get smacked. So I was just like, I'm gonna need you to like calm down for a sec, because your behavior right now is unacceptable. And if you don't chill the fuck out, I am personally gonna kick you out of the store. Bluffing 100%. Like, if this man calls my bluff, like I am so screwed. He's like, oh, okay, I trust you, and then just like walked out of the store.
Also that I trust you. Like
why? What happened? And then the other one that I pulled over the counter that was threatening a minor, by the way. He was sexualizing my minor colleague, and it just like my mind just went black.
But if there's something, and that's what this is gonna sound weird, but what I do love about prisons, that even gangsters, murderers, thieves, everything, when a rapist or a child rapist comes in, they are a target. And I think that's so terecht, like well deserved. Please, I want to throw up when I think that people can do this to others. You have my permission. Beat the shit out of them. Like,
I didn't know I could actually be that reactive and violent until that happened. And then like mom and dad were like, what you did was not smart. Like, you could have gotten into some serious trouble.
But there it is. Like, I get it so much. because they're concerned for your safety.
Yeah.
But what else are you gonna do? Are you
Yeah.
gonna sit back and let it happen?
Yeah, no. Heck no.
Like, I feel like sometimes there might be smarter ways to go about it,
Yeah.
but
But what are you gonna do? Because nobody else was there.
no, and you're gonna let him
Yeah.
like be whatever that guy wanted to do to him? Like,
No, not happening. Not on
sometimes
my
it costs
watch.
something to take care for someone else, you
Yeah.
know? Um,
Yeah, and that's what
you're
I
gonna
mean.
lose friendships when you talk about these things with people. You're gonna get hurt sometimes, but the alternative is the other person getting so much more hurt
Yeah,
or
but that's what
damaged.
I mean exactly when I said earlier we need to get over ourselves. You need to step over your pride. You need to step over, oh, maybe that person now won't like me. No, 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 no. No, because what is happening right now is unacceptable
It's an
and
epidemic.
potential for some extremely dangerous and harmful behavior. And if we don't step in now, it's going to get so much worse.
Because every time people don't step in, you're telling the person, like, it's okay, you can
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm over it. And like the fact that this now happened to this 17-year-old girl, like I can't 100% imagine because I haven't been in that situation before, but the terror and that she did all the right things and the police they probably got there as soon as they could. So I'm
And
not
it
trying to
was still
blame
too
anyone,
late.
but it was still too late because this man was just
And
yeah.
it was like she was brutally murdered
Yeah.
in a very short time. So it's not like she didn't suffer.
Yeah.
And I seriously can't. Especially now that I have Bo, I'm terrified to have a girl
Mhm.
because he's a boy. You know, I can raise him in a way that he'll protect himself. He'll protect the girl. But girls are more
You need to be more mindful.
vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that I'm terrified to have a girl.
Yeah, and when you have one, it'll be great, but being mindful of putting them on self-defense classes and educating them.
Yeah, and we have a what do you call that? We agreed already together if we have a girl, um, someone will always be biking with her.
Mhm.
If she wants to go out party with her friends, that's fine. One of us will go pick her up,
Mhm.
or the boys will bring her home.
Yeah.
I'm not letting her bike by herself. I
Mhm.
would rather sacrifice the sleep.
Mhm.
I'm not letting her,
Yeah.
because I want to sleep in or whatever. No,
Yeah, because you can't trust
you can't
your
undo it once it's
surroundings.
done.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had a shooting incident just a few streets over.
Really?
Yeah, it was 2 years ago already.
Oh,
It was just like over the water here. Um, uh, it was familial problem, and somebody came and shot multiple people dead.
jeez.
Yeah, exactly. In freaking Nijkerk, like
Yeah.
you don't expect that to happen here. And luckily, like we were in danger in the sense of it was a very isolated incident, but it still freaking happened. And just because the odds are that it probably won't happen to you, yeah, keep telling yourself that until you're the one that's
Yeah.
happening to.
Yeah, because everybody's like, "Oh, that won't happen to me." And then with because I love watching like crime
Locked up abroad,
documentaries,
everything.
everybody says who lives to tell the tale, I didn't think it would happen to me. And, we're saying it probably won't happen to me, doesn't think it won't happen to me. And those neighbors that experienced that experience probably thought, "Oh, didn't think it would happen to me."
I mean, they're
But it
dead,
could
but
be you. It could be you, and you don't know. And then when it's done, and it's too late.
and it's ostriching thinking it might not happen to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this like so
Don't
people live
provoke
in
fear.
fear, because that's no way to live. But there's so much importance in just being aware
Yeah.
that these are problems, that the women around you need you to support them.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're still humans, we don't need to be.
You don't have to be unnecessarily rude or mean. Just mean
Yeah.
be alert.
Yeah.
And you need to know, like, there's a difference between someone, like, I don't know, asking for directions or like trying to just politely speak to you or ask you something, and someone that has
Been harassing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, honestly, like if you have any feeling for the atmosphere, you can feel pretty quickly that somebody is uncomfortable, that someone's being
Listen to your
bothered.
gut, honestly.
Yeah, and listen to the situation.
Yeah.
Don't think it's not my problem or it doesn't involve me or.
Yeah. And please, like, if you see someone being harassed, like,
Please step in.
Yeah.
Do something.
Yeah. Because to you, it might be a small thing or uncomfortable, but it could potentially really save someone's life.
And it's just not a scar that you need to bear.
Yeah.
Like for the person being harassed.
Yeah.
what, you're gonna have to go into therapy again if it's
Yeah.
bad enough, and
Yeah.
it's so it's easy to step in.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't take much. You know, one thing that also really gets under my skin is that things like this happen so often and they keep calling it incidents.
It's not a freaking incident
Yeah.
anymore. It's just everybody's experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was speaking because this happened because in Holland, I feel like 8, maybe 9 years ago, the case of Anne Faber, the girl that got murdered
Oh
by
yeah,
the,
she
yeah,
was going running, right?
yeah, or was also on her bike, something like that, and she got murdered by someone who escaped a psychiatric facility.
Because all of our criminals, instead of being sent to jail, a lot of them get sent to psychiatric
Yeah,
facilities.
yeah. So that happened, and that sparked like a whole conversation. And I'm not going to say who, but someone in my circle, because it was on the news, and they were talking about how, in most cases of like sexual harassment and murder, men are the perpetrators in most cases. And this person that I got into a discussion with said, "Yeah, but also women do this." And I said, "Nobody said that women don't do this." "Yeah, but now they're sounding like it's just the men." I'm like, "Yeah, but statistically speaking,
It's
it's
often.
it's almost always a man who does this." And this person got so offended. It was a man. And was like making this whole thing, "Yeah, but it's not all men," and blah blah. Like, nobody is saying it's all men. Nobody is saying women don't do bad shit. Nobody's saying women don't commit murder or sexual harassment or whatever. But if you look at the statistics, um, most of the time it's a man, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
But I feel like it's such a sad misconception when people get
yeah,
angry about this, because I'm thinking, why are you feeling so offended?
yeah,
Um, it's not about you, you know?
yeah.
It's like, you know how they're the whole idea that a lot of what do you call that? So you had all these businesses, and then you have like the rich white men idea. Um,
What are you getting at?
uh, I can't think. It's like, just because it's a big group of people
Mm-hmm.
who are mostly this group
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean all people from that group are
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah.
I can't formulate what I was like.
Like it's like a stereotype.
Yeah, but like you know how we have like one population here that often when there's crime, it's that population.
Yeah,
But people will get offended and be like, yeah, but not all people from that population are criminals. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that. But when there is crime, it's mostly from
yeah,
that, you know, that
yeah,
whole idea. Um, you don't need to get offended because it's not about you personally. It's just
yeah,
stating the statistics.
yeah.
And I do also think, you know, most of the statistics are men. For a long time, we learned that when a boy, um, teases you or hurts you, oh, he likes you, so you should take it as a compliment.
I will
And
never teach my kids that.
no, and
No, not happening in my house.
like, oh man, there's just so many things that are deeply rooted into this society that
Yeah, and we
have
enable it.
yeah, and there's a lot of turnaround already. You know, there's so much that's come out about this, and people have changed their parenting styles on this. So I'm not saying nothing's been done, but it's so clear partially where this comes from. Because I was thinking just now, why is it that this happens more with men than with women?
Mm-hmm.
Women are just as, you know, screwed up mentally sometimes, but why is it that more often it's men? And I was thinking like, oh yeah, that part of how you're being raised, that women are taught to take it and men are taught to give it, and that it's okay, and boys will be boys,
Yeah,
boys have needs,
yeah.
and women need to cover up so the boys don't get tempted.
And we need to be socially acceptable
Exactly,
and
but
not
then
cause any discomfort.
I
And
hate that so much, that women need to cover up because men shouldn't be tempted. I do believe in modesty and think that's necessary.
but more for yourself.
Respect, and also respect for the men, because um I okay, if I'm walking around in a really scandalous top and I'm going out with Koen, and we're hanging out with his friends, I do know how male brains work, and I don't want them thinking of me in that way. And so if I can avoid that by wearing something that's not super scandalous, you know, that's a simple mutual respect thing you can do, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But the other part is that men need to learn, not all men, a part of the men, that we are not responsible for their actions.
Amen.
It is very dumb of me to go naked over the streets. It is. I am asking for problems, whether it's confrontation.
But it's still their fault. If they act on it, it's still their fault. Nothing will change my mind on that. It is incredibly dumb if you do that. It's very stupid. I would probably smack you, but it's still their fault.
Yeah. And I mean, if you look at it very simply, no, okay, I'm not going to say, no, never mind. That's like going too far. Yeah, this is a really important subject. And I almost like, I'm sad it's only going to come out in a few weeks.
Yeah. In 2 or 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So then this probably,
will already be a few weeks ago. But I mean, it wouldn't be bad to give it another,
bring the awareness back.
Yeah. So that's heavy on our minds.
I've actually
now.
given myself a headache from riling myself up so much this episode.
Yeah, you've got your typical.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so, because this, it just it makes me so genuinely angry, and it makes me actually want to fight, because the feeling of injustice is so real, and I'm done with all of their bullshit. Just get a fucking grip, man.
Yeah.
Because how would it be if we turned this around? That all of us women would become very predatory and harass the men. Then they're like, what? But I'm gonna stop now. Otherwise, I'm gonna get into a whole nother rant, and I'm riling myself up, and I'm shaking a little bit. But yeah.
So to be clear, we do not believe that all men are like this. We believe that there are many good men.
Yeah.
We have many good men surrounding us. We're very thankful for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good people, but those good people need to span together to, that's Dutch, span samen.
Band together.
They need to band together to protect the woman around you.
Yeah.
Because every woman is at risk for this.
Yeah.
And that's just a very sad truth.
And it doesn't always have to be very confrontational. It can just be if your friend makes a degrading or comment or joke, just be like, yo, that's not cool, that's not respectable.
Or if you see your friend hitting on a girl and they're just crossing a line, the girl is obviously not interested, tell them. You don't need to be rude to them, but just start the conversation of, hey, this is not okay. She's not interested. So respect. It's all about respect.
Yeah.
Also, how you handle these conversations, just be aware.
Yeah.
And ask the women around you what their experiences are, because
and what they need.
If you think the whole thing of, it hasn't happened to me, so it's not that big of a problem or whatever, hear the stories of the women around you and watch your what do you call that? Your image of life shatter, because it's really sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we've all had these kinds of experiences. And I think we can wrap it up with that even though, we don't know these people and what we say only gets listened to by a few people, is that what happened to Lisa, we hope that something like this, it stops here. We hope that this topic is something we can speak about, that stays aware, that the awareness is growing, that people will step up, and that if anything, that this will not have been something to have happened in vain, but that lessons are actually learned from this tragedy. Yeah. And our condolences to her family, obviously.
I think we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do the whole ram-bam. Thank you guys for listening. I hope it did something.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.